Hi everybody, welcome back to Quiet Little Crush. Today I'm doing the final video in my Scrap DC haul series. This is going to be all the paper that I purchased. And if you want to see some of the other videos that I filmed on this, I will go ahead and put a link in the description box below. So this first paper that I got, this is actually the front of a paper pad book. And the way that I realized that is down on the bottom, you can see all the little information here, and there's even the little barcode on the side. But I really loved the images that were on this, and so I went ahead and grabbed it. And I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut this up, and I'll use these as individual images in my journals probably. This next sheet of paper I picked up because I liked the faded image on here, and it kind of looks like a faded newspaper, but it's actually pages out of a book. And I got really excited when I took a closer look at this because they are actually words that rhyme. So for example, it says blush, brush, crush, flesh, etc. And I thought this would be really fun as a background to a journal entry, or I could even cut these up into different shapes and add them into my journal or even into my planner. And next I chose several brightly colored sheets of paper. I thought using these as backgrounds would be a quick way to add a pop of color to my spreads. This first one obviously is pink and green striped, and I liked it because it was kind of preppy looking. Scrap DC actually had a packet of these, so if it's still there the next time I go, I might grab some more because I have a couple ideas that I want to use this paper for as well. This next sheet that I have is also rather preppy looking with this purple and kind of greenish blue argyle. I thought it was really pretty. Next, I grabbed another striped paper, this one pink and yellow, and I actually have used this already by the time this video goes up. I used it in my planner for the August monthly spread in my Erin Condren. But I think these colors, this blue and this pink, kind of go together a little bit, although it'd be a little bit crazy. I don't know, maybe I need to get crazy in my journaling and planning. Here is the next paper, and it's this bright pink bubblegum color, which I thought was really fun. And it has a bunch of sayings on it. Swell, it's a girl thing, fabulous, it's a very girly spread, and then these little images of purses and shoes as well. So I could either cut out some of these words, or I could just leave it as a background. This next sheet of paper, you can see there's a bunch of different images here in each of these different squares, a feather and some twigs, and there's even some seashells here. And the idea behind this, I think, is to give you a bunch of options, and then what I plan on doing is cutting out each of the squares. For this sheet, you can see the images are kind of a little faded, and there's a bunch of different things on here, a rocking chair, and there's this old-fashioned camera and a telephone there. And then these I think are some stamps. At first I thought it was money, but I'm pretty sure that that's a little stamp with an airplane on it. And I thought the images were interesting, and I'm gonna probably either cut these out as well, or I'll use it as a background. This next sheet might look a little familiar to you. I've actually already used this by the time you see this video. I cut a strip of this out and used it in my Listers Got a List page for July list number 21. And you can see there's just a bunch of different images on each strip. Like this is like a letter, and then there's some wood, and there's something that says coal issued to, so some kind of purchase order or something. So there's a lot of different options I was attracted to this sheet of paper because of the floor plan. When I was younger, I actually got a degree in interior design. You wouldn't know it to look at my home, but I did, and I'm not quite sure what the floor plan is of. It's obviously a large building, but I'm not sure what. And the writing on it here is all in French, which I failed thoroughly in high school. So you can see there's some purple here and on these keys, and then a bunch of different images. So I thought this would be a really fun paper to use. Here I have another striped paper. It's very similar to one of the ones that I showed you earlier. And I thought it was kind of just a neutral background that could be used in one of my journals, or I could even cut out some strips and maybe make flags out of it. And it was actually right next to this piece of paper, and when I saw them together I thought, oh, that would look nice together. And I've actually used both of these in a spread already. And this gray piece here on top, it actually goes sideways. There was an image that I found that made it pretty clear here on the right. There's like a little urn here and at the top, and you can see that there's some fruit and flowers coming out of it. So I thought it would be fun to use both of those together. I was really excited to find these next two sheets. I don't have anything like this in my collection, and I thought these were really beautiful. Now, I don't think this is coming across on screen, but these are actually kind of glittery, shiny. Let me hold it up. Yeah, it's still not coming through, but there's different images, a postcard and some tags and labels here. And then there are these two little birds here. I thought these were absolutely adorable, the yellow and the blue. And then the second sheet is a little similar, at least in coloring, but it doesn't have the glitter on it. And it's kind of French inspired. The one in the middle reminds me of like a mirror at Versailles or something. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these images out. I love this image here on the bottom. It looks like a bill of some kind from a cafe, probably. It says cafes on the side, although there is something else here that says London, so who knows. This sheet has a bunch of postcards or letters on it, and at first I thought it was another piece that was in French, but upon closer look I don't think it is. In fact, I think it might be from somewhere in Eastern Europe. It looks like there's a Russian on here, or maybe it's just this one stamp. But I liked this one. It was another one that's old-fashioned looking, and I like really vintage things, so I'm looking forward to using this sheet. Next I have another paper that is also a letter, at least on part of it. You can see it's kind of faded here in the top left-hand corner of the page. And then on the right-hand side there's another little one as well here. And then there are these images of a postcard and a ticket. And I'm not quite sure if I'm going to cut each one of these images out individually, but I'm definitely going to cut some of this out to use to embellish my spreads. The thing that caught my eye on this sheet of paper was the bright orange. I have a lot of pastels and neutral colors in my supplies, but nothing that's like this. And I also liked that it was a travel themed sheet. And you can see here there is an image of what looks like the New York subway system. I'm not completely sure if that's what that is, since I'm not really familiar with it, but up here at the top it says Bronx, and then I think it says Bronx someplace else. And there's also something on one of the lines that says White Plains, and I know there's a White Plains, New York. This last sheet of paper has a bunch of vintage stamps you can see here. It's obviously travel themed, and in the background there's what looks like a handwritten letter. And down in the corner here, let me hold this sheet up, you can see that there is some writing. It looks like Asian writing, I think. I'm not sure if it's Japanese or Chinese. This will definitely make a great addition to my travel themed craft supplies. So that is the last paper in my Scrap DC haul for this video, and the last video in my Scrap DC haul series. If you haven't watched all of them, I'll go ahead and put a link down in the description bar below. And if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe if you are not already, and I will talk to you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.